Welcome to our Eastern European farm. In this episode, I'll try to show you the system we use to raise laying hens that produce eggs for human consumption. We'll make this video a little different. I'll even try to dub it into English so you can enjoy it more. I'd be very happy if you support this effort with a subscription, a like, and ideally by sharing it on social media. Here you can see a typical hall, which in our country originally served for cattle farming. It's located here in Eastern Europe. You can see the drinking line, the feeding line, the laying nests, and the slatted floors. On the other side, we'll show you what it looks like when everything is assembled. This hall is about 600 square meters. By regulation, the capacity is 9 hens per square meter. This type of poultry farming is called barn housing. Later I'll show you it's actually a combination of slatted flooring and litter. Even though 9 hens per square meter are legally allowed, we don't use or abuse that limit. Our stocking density is closer to 4 hens per square meter. The hens are kept here for 1 year, then replaced. After every flock cycle, we carry out disinfection, pest control, and insect control. For rodent control, we also have these 2 beauties who help us eliminate unwanted intruders. Prevention is key, which is why we also renovate the hall, installing proper drainage, sealing holes, and making sure no rodents or wild birds can enter. These are dangerous for laying hens. We still plan to repair the walls and plaster so no bricks remain exposed. Here you see a fan, which is enough to ventilate since our animal concentration is low. These wall openings will also be bricked up so the hens can't enter. The same applies to the gaps at the top. You can see the hall is lit from the sides. This encourages hens to lay eggs in the darker nest boxes where the light is weaker. This is the final feeder at the end of the feeding line. If the hens empty it, the system automatically refills the whole line. These are nipple drinkers. When a hen pecks the nipple, water is released. Right now, we're flushing the system to disinfect and clean both sides of the drinking and feeding lines. The slatted floor is very practical. Before laying, hens clean their feet, which keeps eggs cleaner. This is the egg collection belt. We'll show it in action later. Water is also flushed from the other side. Each side has its own feeding and drinking line because hens have limited movement across the hall. They must be able to eat and drink on both sides. Here is the so-called artificial grass, which attracts hens to lay eggs in the nest boxes. The rope you see is pulled up onto a bar and is used to open and close the nests, controlled by a timer. That way hens don't soil the boxes at night, which keeps the eggs clean. In the morning, the nests open again for laying. These nests are placed on both sides of the hall. The lower parts of the slatted areas are closed off with mesh, so hens can't crawl underneath, lay eggs there, or wander in the manure. At the top you can see strong lighting, which hens don't like for laying, so they are naturally drawn to the darker nests. Here you can see some of the tools we use for repairs. Imagine the slatted floor above, and underneath it straw litter will later be spread. We can't spread it too early, otherwise hens would get used to laying eggs on the ground, which would cause broken and dirty eggs. Here's a bundle of artificial grass, which we cut and place into the nest boxes to attract hens and keep the eggs clean. You can also see the netting. Hens arrive here at around 16 weeks of age, when they're not yet laying. The nets are lowered from the sides and from above to keep the young hens confined on the slatted floor. This teaches them to lay in the nest boxes, not on the ground. Later, once they are trained, we remove the netting, and hens move freely throughout the hall. At the entrance, you can see 2 gray hoppers, feed storage bins for the feeding lines. The white tube is used to refill them from the silo. Here we see 2 sensors that control nest opening and closing. Right now the nests are open. If the screw reaches the second sensor, the nests will close. It's a new system. Previously we used only a timer, which wasn't ideal. As we said, once the egg is laid, it rolls onto the collection belt. Here is the electrical panel for the lights and the fan. Right now you can hear the fan running. It's now switched off. These are the controls for automatic nest closing and for moving the collection belt. The belt is started manually, transporting eggs from the whole haul to one point, where we collect and store them clean. The red lights are used in case of aggression among the hens. Red light calms them down and prevents them from seeing blood, which reduces pecking. This will be our future egg storage room. We'll install heating and cooling here. It's an insulated truck body, which has very good thermal insulation properties. We'll install air conditioning here to heat it in the winter and cool it in the summer. We ideally store eggs with a temperature between 6 degrees Celsius and 18 degrees Celsius. We try to adhere to this to ensure the best and longest possible shelf life for the eggs. This was a quick tour of the haul. Of course, we'll show it to you later, and you'll see it with the hens too. We'll look at what it's like when they start laying, what kind of eggs they lay, and what they look like. Now let's have a quick tour of the other current inhabitants of the farm. We will gradually focus on individual parts of the farm, so you can get an idea of how things work here. I wanted to surprise you with what we currently have on the farm, but they've given themselves away. How did you all get out? A hole, and of course the first few found it right away, and now they're waiting nicely for us here. There won't be a surprise about what's hiding behind the tarp based on the sounds. The ones that got behind the tarp are the more advanced, more intelligent ones. By the way, this animal is one of the most primitive we have on the farm. We'll talk sometime about the things they're capable of coming up with. I welcome you to our turkeys, which from the information I have, are a very popular creature in your neck of the woods. This is a BIG6 hybrid, which is the most widely used hybrid in the world for meat production. They also have a bronze variant, but we exclusively raise the white ones. They aren't even available in the bronze variant here. In the USA, you can even see them in the wild. Have you ever managed to do that? The ones you see are 8 weeks old, and their estimated weight is between 3 and 4 kilograms. They should all be hen turkeys, the females. We call them Christmas turkeys, although here in our country, fish is typical on the Christmas Eve table. We are teaching people that turkey is a good choice during the holidays. We don't prepare them whole like is typical for you, but we prepare them in parts. They will be available for our customers at the turn of November and December. We'll prepare the turkey fresh and chilled for them. The weight of the processed ones ranges from 8 to 11 kilograms, which is 17 to 26 pounds. We raise them from day one, so they grow with us the whole time, which is why they aren't afraid of us and are literally friendly. We expect them to be processed from their 14th to 17th week of age. We're waiting for them to finish their feed, and then we'll move them to another station where they will grow to their final weight. Of course, we'll show them to you in their new location, and we'll document everything. Later, we can also show you how the entire slaughter process works. I know that this creature is typically a Thanksgiving food for you. Is it really such a ritual that most people have turkey on their table on that day? Let me know in the comments. Here you can see the broiler chicks that we also have in our flock right now. These are currently 4 weeks old. They are the Ross 308 hybrid. It's the most widely used hybrid in the world for chicken meat production. We don't have many other options to choose from in our area. Of course, we'll take a look at them again next time, and I believe we'll follow together as the farm develops and what new things are added to it. You can see our raising system. The concentration is minimal, and if needed, we have an area prepared for them that's twice as big. I'd be interested to know what kind of broiler chicks are raised where you are. Tell me in the comments what type is most popular in your country. If you've watched the video this far, it's my pleasure, and a big thank you for the time you've spent with our creation. I've set a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers, so don't hesitate to join this community. Leave a comment, a like, and share on social media so we can grow and maybe someone can learn something. Don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments about things that interest you. I'd be happy to answer. I'm also very interested in how things work in your country. Have a nice rest of your day and good luck with farming.